Hello, I'm Kyle,
I'm Griffin.
and this is the Cedar Log. The information of this series on the history of Unami Lodge 1 comes from the book The Brotherhood of Cheerful Service, the Centennial History of Unami Lodge 1. You can still get a copy of this book if you visit www.unamilodge.org. Scroll to the bottom of the homepage and click the Trading Post tab.
Also, in celebration of our 50th, a rededication ceremony was held at the TI grounds during the Area 3A conference. That same year, Operation 300 was an effort to get 300 units to sign up for camp was successfully conducted by Camp Motion.
The late 60s saw a series of trips for our lodge members, including skiing, a trip to Jamaica, and a canoe trip in Canada. Also during this time, the Philadelphia Council constructed a new camp on Marshall's Island. Our lodge helped not only build the new camp mostly through ordeal labor, but also constructed a new ceremonial ground on the northern tip of the island. This camp was named Eagle Island Camp.
Ground. Phil recalls that the ordeals rolled large logs onto the site used to be as benches there.
The 70s marked a great time for publications and camp promotion from our lodge. Our lodge officers were elected via mail, and the lodge newsletter, The Voice of the Turtle, was judged as best in the section. Our lodge also spent a ton of money on efforts to get scouts to come to summer camp through efforts such as the How to Get to Camp map, discounts at the Trading Post, a promotional slide, and film strip presentation, and a camp comic. For year-round camping, a where-to-go camping booklet called A Camping Guide to Year-Round Adventure was distributed.
Our lodge was also involved with district activities in the 70s and renovated our lodge house at Hart in 1974.
In the mid-1970s, a critical change was made to officer elections that continue to this day. Our lodge officer elections were now to be held at Fall Fellowship with the new term beginning in January.
The anniversary was issued and a reenactment of the first ceremony was conducted. Officers from the national, regional, and sectional levels were in attendance with members from 19 of our sister lodges. This was also when the first edition of our lodge history book was published.
In 1977, our lodge presented the first OA handbook in Braille to the National OA Executive Secretary, and a second copy was presented to Troop 123 of the Overbrook School for the Blind.
1978 saw new versions of Where to Go camping booklets, and a copy was given to every troop in Philadelphia.
In our 65th year, Dr. Goodman attended the 1979 annual dinner, and in 1980, TI reopened as a long-term summer camp.
And now for a message from the committee. Take it away, Luke.
If you or someone you know has a part of scouting history, please feel free to reach out to us at history@unamilodge.org or on our social media, which is Unami Lodge History Committee. You can also check out the Unami Lodge Square store or the online trading post, where you can buy Unami patches, apparel, or just simply make a donation. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the episode.
Unfortunately, in 1980, Dr. Goodman sadly passed away.
Our 65th anniversary celebration was held at TI in July of that year. Over 500 airmen from 32 lodges in 12 states attended the event. The celebration consisted of a reenactment of the original ceremony, a vigil callout, and various displays of OA and scouting history. Mrs. Goodman and her son Ted were also at the event.
1980 was also when our lodge had a new lodge advisor named Arthur Petit, who would prove critical in the growth of our lodge and its efforts.
In 1981, the Chapter Chief Council and Camp Service Committee were reactivated. Also, 12 Unami members attended NOAC, where they got to meet Colonel Edson.
In 1982, the first two Founders Awards were presented to Joseph A. Conway and Albert J. Roby III.
In 1983, A special event called the Treasure Island Encampment occurred before and after NOAC as an add-on event. NOAC was held at Rutgers University, and nearly 2,500 airmen from 42 states and 3 countries visited Treasure Island. All of this was made possible by our LEC and Lodge Chief Mike Coyne. Our lodge had booked TI for an entire week, which let busloads of airmen visit at any point before, during, or after the conference. Even the National OA Committee visited TI.
Visitors were treated to reenactments of the first ceremony, visits to the Devil's Tea Table, and a visit for Mrs. Goodman. Funds raised from this event paid for the Founders Room at the Philadelphia Council Resource Center. This room was used for meetings of our Lodge Executive Council, LEC.
The Cedar Log is a production of the Unami Lodge 1 History Committee. The script for this series was done by Reese, Phil Hittner, and Michael G. Comfort. Audio and editing by Luke, video by Kyle, and hosted by Kyle and Griffin.